Hello, this is John Cleveley. Thanks for tuning in again to my channel. I want to share some words from Romans chapter 8. What shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? These are very, very challenging days. Everywhere we're hearing bad news. I was out with Liz, my wife, today, just walking, and we overheard people sharing about coronavirus, about all the problems associated with it. It's easy to become discouraged, negative, and continually just to focus in on the terrible things that are happening. And yet Paul the Apostle says, what shall we say in response? All of us have got a call here to take charge of what we say. In the Old Testament, the psalm prays, set a door over my mouth, over my lips. And the book of Proverbs says, even a fool will look wise if he keeps his mouth shut. But it's not silence, it's the right kind of words. Again, the psalmist says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. What's in us is inevitably going to come out. Those inner conversations, whether they're full of fear or faith, will come out the door of our mouth, and others will hear it. But what's in us is really what matters. What shall we say in response to these things? Has faith really worked its way down into our soul so that when we speak words of truth, of hope, of love, and of life? If God is for us, I guess we could really translate that. Since God is with us, who can be against us? It's a conclusion that Paul is drawing from the power and the presence of God as manifest to us in the gospel. He who did not spare his own son, how will he not also, along with him, freely give us all things? God is not going to withhold the help that we need in our time of trial. No, he's with us and he's for us. And he's working his sovereign purposes out in our generation as he has in every previous generation and with every single member of his family. The famous and those who are completely unknown. They are all known to him. Each one of them he knows by name and calls them out. He's the good shepherd. He laid down his life for us. He'd take it up again and takes his life up in us. He's paid for us with his own blood, and therefore he has a very, very careful watch over us. Now, what should we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? In the end, this is why Paul is able to say, nothing can separate us from the love of God, which is ours in Christ Jesus. Nothing. Nothing present, nothing future. Neither height nor depth, neither death nor life. Neither famine, nor peril, nor the danger or sword. Nothing in all creation is able to separate us from the love of God, which is ours in Christ Jesus. You can't really get better than that, can you? Because if you live, you know the love of God. If you die, you go to be with God. Whether we live, whether we die, everything is working for our good and for God's glory. What shall we say? Well, on his deathbed, John Wesley said, best of all, God is with us. That's our confession. Let's hold it firmly and let it come out of our mouths. What shall we say, brothers, in response to this? If God is for us, who, what can be against us?